Let me see if the YouTube stream is off. Shit. So you now stop using these to stop using. There we go. YouTube back up. I think we're back rolling. All right, is everybody there? Can you see me? We're still working on a TV show, man. Just trying to get shit cracking, man. Let me see. Welcome back. You back? Can you guys see me on the live stream on YouTube? All right. Looks like we're back live on YouTube. All right, y'all. So, yeah, man. YouTube is back up. You know, I had a little issue with the power strip, so it looks like we're back rolling. No, snitching is not good if you're trying to not get your wig split. Greg, thanks for the donation. Hey, Big Herc. Seen you some videos with the late Rich Piana. Did you know him well? What was he like in person? I met Rich Piana back in 1998, 99 at Gold's Gym, North Hollywood. I knew him for a minute. So when I got out of the prison in 2008, we hooked up again, and you know, we started One Day You May. You know what I'm saying? We filmed a lot of videos together. You know, cool dude. I never really had any issues with him. You know, we trained together. We used to be in the cars and stuff. We traveled. We've been to Vegas and shit. You know, he's met my family. I had him for holidays. You know, died young, man. Died young. I do watch Power. So for them boys, fam. What advice you give? What advice would I give a new CO? I would say, man, have an exit strategy. If you're going to work for the Department of Corrections to pay your bills, man, get in there and pay your bills and make your way into something more transitional. Maybe a probation officer, maybe, you know, some type of youth reform. But going to prison every day, even if it's a job, can have psychological, you know, effects on you. And long term, it could affect your relationship with your family members. And just if you got ambition, man, use that as a stepping stone. You know, to each his own. Though some people, man, they get that job, they retire from it, it works for them. But you know, just when you go in there, man, don't you know, handle your business, man. Get to know who's who, and you know, just don't be an asshole, man. Big Herc, you ever heard of Ryan Stuman? He was an ex-con turned millionaire. You should collaborate with him. I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of that guy. Somebody said, tell us a time you had to put in work on someone. I know you legit, but come on, tell us something, big dog. Now, this is the thing about a lot of these dudes who be telling all this bullshit on the internet. You know, I'm writing a book. I'm going to talk about some stuff in here, but I'm not going to brag or try to, you know, entertain you guys with war stories to make it seem like I'm some tough guy, because it's not what the show is about. It's not what Fresh Out's about. I'm about, like, you know, trying to show a positivity side of life and what I'm doing now. So, you know, to brag and try to, like, talk about shit I did that really fucked people up, it ain't cool, man. And I don't want you guys out there to think it's cool by me talking about it so that you can repeat what you heard on the channel and basically say Big Herc is, you know, he's a G because he did this, or, you know, this is some gangster shit. But you know, it ain't gangster, man. So I don't want to you know, I don't want to promote that, man. I don't want to promote that type of violence, because I was a totally different mindset when I was doing a lot of that shit, and I don't want to endorse it for you guys, man. Big Herc, someone wanted to get into the porn game. How do you find an agent? It's hard, man. You got to go online. I mean, the porn game, man, changed a lot, man. And ain't nobody really making a lot of money unless you running the show and you got a bunch of paid websites. So if you want to be a performer, you know, it's really not a whole lot of money, man. You're just going to be getting your Peter wet. Herc, answer my question. Have you ever heard of Planet X? No, I haven't. No, I haven't, man. Who gets the most respect in prison? The person who gives the most respect. You don't go, you know what I mean? And don't like, Badgers, don't expect somebody to give you the same respect back, but get respect on the streets, man. Fuck, prison ain't no fucking respect. You're being controlled by men. Guards are telling you what to do. The wardens are telling you what to do. There's no fucking respecting and being bossed around by motherfucking grown men. You can't go home. Fuck prison, man. Get your respect on the street, man. Big fella, my question is, how much being humble in prison will help you every day course? I've seen many with respect, but not humble. Being humble, you can stay out the way. You know what I mean? People don't, people respect the motherfucker who's not running his mouth, man. Fly under the radar. You want to get into the shit, then there's a lot of shit for you to get into. But, other than that, man, fly under the radar, man. You know what I mean? Get in, go through and get the fuck out. Prison ain't something to hang out and party. A lot of motherfuckers go in there and think it's a fucking party. It ain't a motherfucking party, man. And don't ask me about how to rob a motherfucking bank, man. Go get you a motherfucking trade. Robbing a bank, man. You make more money motherfucking working. What the fuck you want to rob a bank for and have to look over your shoulder? Come on, man. Come up with some better shit than that, you guys. Is this channel about keeping people out of prison or helping people in prison or going to prison? It's about keeping you out. I share information of what I went through. I talk about some of the stuff that I've seen or experienced. But this should be fucking a wake-up call to not go to prison. Why would you watch this and want to go to prison to maneuver? If you're smart enough to watch this shit and comprehend what I'm saying, then you're smart enough not to commit an act to go to prison. Come on, man. Kevin, thanks for the donation, man. Can a warden get checked? The warden got goons, man. How you going to check the warden? The warden does the checking. He runs the show, man. He's the big boss up in there. So, you know what I mean? You got to, if it becomes a major issue, he's going to deal with it. And once he deals with it, it's a wrap. Yo, you know what, Big Herc? You can tell the crazy fucks. All they want about prison, they not going to believe until they have to go through it, man. I would even repeating myself. I agree, man. A lot of these guys, man, they're not happy until they go up in there and see for themselves. And then when they try to, think that they're going to skate through there and the motherfucker puts a blinky in your hand and tells you to go put in work, or because you're getting visits, you tell your motherfucking people to bring drugs in, or, motherfucker steals your phone, your address book, and then he gets out before you and goes to your house to try to rob or fuck your family up. You're going to learn, man. You motherfuckers are going to learn. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers who brag about this shit, tell the war stories and glamorize this shit, they're selling you a fucking pipe dream. You know what I mean? It's a fucking pipe dream. I would never want my kid or a family member of mine to go to fucking prison. For what? Ain't no fucking, go to school, man. You know what I mean? Get you a motherfucking trade, man. Do something, start a business. Go take your real estate license, man. The fuck you want to go to prison for? This show's about life after. You want to hear all these crazy stories, motherfuckers doing dope and getting stuck, man. You want to see it for real? You go up in there and see what happens when you see that shit, and then you get to run in your mouth and watch how motherfuckers split your wig. Herc, how much money did you make back in the day in the porn industry? Back when I was doing porn, man, the top at the time was $500 a scene. So if you could do, 8 to 10 scenes a week, you can make like 5 to 4 to 5 G's a week. So you know what I'm saying? I was I was busting those coochie. I was a coochie assassin. I was putting in work, man. But yeah, it was good times, man. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. You know what I mean? So, it was good back then, but I don't know if I don't think the money's like that now, man. That was like at the crack of the internet. And they still had like people who were considered like adult stars. Now anybody can get on and stream their shit, man. It's not the same. You guys are fascinated with somebody getting their cheeks took, man. I don't really want to vision another man getting raped in prison, man. That ain't nothing to fantasize about, man. If someone was in an interracial marriage before they went to prison, how did they maintain that relationship with prison politics, especially visitations? You better keep that shit under wraps. If you're a white guy in California State Prison, if you're a black guy, you got a white girl, you might get a pass. It's a little bit different, man. Black politics and white politics is very different in California. In another state, you probably can get away with it, but in California, man, it's a lot of bullshit. The most ignorant, racist motherfuckers you can imagine are in the state prison in California, man. So, man, if you're a good dude, man, stay the fuck out of prison, man. What's up, Big Herc? You still getting down with cryptocurrency? And so, can you speak on it a bit? What kind of coins are you into? You know what? I sold my Bitcoin Cash. I cashed out. I made a little bit of money. I still got some Litecoin. I got a little bit of Ethereum. I got some cannabis coin. I got some Ripple. I got a few other coins. They're kind of holding steady. They ain't really jumped through the roof yet. A lot of them are long-term investments. But I got some other investments, man, that have been making me really good returns on my dollar. So I've been kind of sticking with those. I got some investments in some international stuff that's really doing well for me. So I'm really, cool with that. And I've been flipping cars here and there. Sold that Benz that I had on my Big Herc 916, the SL 500, the 92. I sold that. Made a little bit, and then I also sold a 79 Firebird. So you gotta have multiple hustles, man. You have multiple hustles, and that way you're not relying on anything. The cryptocurrencies is more of a long term. I mean, if you got a lot of money, you want to play like the day trade game, you could probably play the bumps, but you gotta be set your alerts and know when that bump hits that you hurry up and sell, but. The crypto is kind of like it's held steady, but believe me, in the next 4 or 5 years, it's gonna be through the roof. So a lot of those, I'm just gonna sit on them, and when those motherfuckers bubble, man, I'll dump them. What do I think about Kodak Black? I don't know, man. I know the brother's sitting in jail. I haven't heard much about his case since he's been in there. A lot of potential, man. It's sad he's up in prison. Somebody said, "Why so much crime in LA, man?" Crime everywhere, man. Anywhere you have extreme wealth and then poverty, a lot of homeless and just people who are desperate, man, you're gonna have crime, man. And that's in LA. You got the rich and you got people trying to get it, man. And you got a lot of people trying to come out here to pursue a dream that doesn't happen. Somebody said, what's the one physical object that you cherish that you brought home from prison? I didn't cherish any of the motherfucking objects I acquired in prison outside of books of knowledge. I got a whole bookshelf of books that I took home with me. Books that I researched, 8 years of research, 8 years of studying. I still have a lot of those books. Some of them I gave to homies, but a lot of the important ones I made copies of and I took home with me. And when I have a dark moment or I feel like I need something to reflect on, I'll read something like I studied in prison, and it'll help center myself. So, yeah, man, just try to, those are the most probably prized possessions that I took from prison, because a lot of those books, I went to hell to get a lot of those books, man. You can't get them on the street. So that's what's up, man. Big Herc, what do you think about Kodak Black? I've answered that question. We got more content coming up with Badger. Who was the last guy you checked? And for what, Big Herc? Been a long time, man. You know, it's been a minute, man. On the streets, I've been trying to avoid a lot of bullshit, so I try not to put myself in those predicaments. But, you know, you got to outthink these motherfuckers. It's like chess, man. Everybody else is playing checkers. You got to play chess. I'm actually working on, I would like to get more Sacramento rappers. If you're a Sacramento rapper, holler at me, FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. We would love to get an interview on you. You know what I mean? I'm always down to support the town and give guys a platform, as well as other people in other cities. If you guys would like us to interview you, you know, we have no problem. If you guys are going to fly us out and cover expenses, we'll do a whole episode on you. So if you're out of town, holler at us, man. We always trying to get people in other places and let them tell their story. Larry Nassar got his wig split in Arizona last week. I heard about that. The motherfucking gymnast coach, Larry Nassar, man. Motherfucker got his wig split, and probably well-deserved, too. He's a piece of shit. What meals do you usually eat and how often? I'm trying to get bigger at the moment. I try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Chicken and rice, ground beef and rice, protein drinks twice a day. Sometimes potatoes and beef. You know, and every morning I have half a dozen eggs, oatmeal with protein. I'm putting together a little something, man. I'll have a workout manual for you guys real soon that you can order off of Amazon, man, in the ebook. Ken Bone, thanks for the donation. Wifey's good, bro. She's good. Somebody said, you scamming Big Herc? Scamming what? I ain't asking you for nothing, bro. I'm trying to spit some game on here to keep y'all laced up, man. Scotty hanging himself in a jail cell. What do you think about wrestler Scotty Tahati hanging himself in jail? I didn't hear about that, man. That's fucked up. I didn't hear about that, man. Big Herc, you think you can get some of the female porn stars on the channel and tell their side of the coin game? You know, I'll put it out there, man. If you guys are interested in having some of these adult stars come on the show, talk about their hustle, I'll see what I can do about getting some of them to kind of lace us up on their hustle game. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them are out here getting paper. And if that's something you would like to see, leave us a comment on the website. Subscribe to the website. Leave us a comment about that. And if you would like to see some of the adult film stars, I'll see what I can do about getting some of them to come on the show and do interviews. Evil Table, thanks for the donation. I've seen news articles about introducing video games in prison for inmates. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, man, like I told you, man, some people, prison's a party, man. They go there, it's like they're on vacation. They're not really learning, like, you know. See, I was one of the exceptions, man. Every day I studied. Every day I read something. I didn't fuck around, man. I didn't gossip. I wasn't hanging out in the what do you call it, the rec room. Because in the rec room, they did have, I don't know, I can't remember video games, but I know they had CDs. And I think they did have video games, and guys would go down there and play video games in their free time. But I didn't have time for that, man. I didn't have time to get involved with video games in prison. I was trying to reform myself and basically become a better me. So I didn't have the time, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, each his own, man. I can't tell the next man how to do his time. Somebody said the dudes in the porn game try to avoid ugly chicks, or they just handle their business. Hey, man, if you was in the porn game, you got to be a cocksman. So it don't matter what the mission is, you know what I mean? Unless it's just, you know, it smell like, you know, old turtle ass. You try to get in there, you want to beat that thing up, because if you can handle that motherfucker assignment, that means that you can handle the next assignment where it might call for you to be in a room and bust down, you know, 5 BBWs or something. So, you know, when you're in the game, man, you know, you're trying to prove yourself. Sometimes you got to put in work. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're getting paid for, man. What was my thoughts when I first seen someone get green light? Man, my thoughts were you should have, that's what happens when you're in the mix, man. I seen a you in the mix, you gossiping, you owing money for drugs, you getting drugs on the front, you're not paying people back. And when the motherfuckers want their money, man, they want their money. If you can't pay, that's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I've seen where a dude thought he can keep going to work and working overtime, and he was trying to avoid the yard, and he owed money. Well, motherfucker waited till damn near lockdown, and they just said fuck it. They went in there after fucking when everything was locked down. They gave him the business, man. So even when you think you can avoid the motherfucker, they will get to you. You cannot avoid paying your debts in prison, man. You gamble, you owe for drugs, motherfuckers want their money, man. Dan, thank you for the donation. What about those custom dice made out of bread and Kool-Aid? Yeah, they got the dice, man. I never shot dice in prison. I remember there was a dude, they said that he had already been to the feds and went out and was back again. And everybody thought there was something very suspicious about him because he didn't get that much time, and he was there for a second bank robbery, allegedly. Well, he was shooting dice, and the Crip card, man, I guess they had found out something about him, and they mopped this motherfucker up, and they just stuffed him in the mop closet. That was a wrap. That was the last time I seen him, man. They were shooting dice, and they basically wolf packed this motherfucker, man, and you know what I'm saying? When it came time for count time, they couldn't find him, and they found him in the mop closet, man. He was fucked up. And that was a wrap. Nobody was on camera. They don't know who did it, and that was it, man. So, shit happens. Somebody said, would you bang an 800-pound BBW for rent? Not 800 pounds, but let me tell you something. When I was out here struggling, I had to bang a pretty big BBW to pay my rent one month, man. When I was, trying to get the bill situated. It's out there somewhere, man, and I'm not ashamed of it. I had to do what I had to do, man, but I put in work, and she was a thick one. But I handled my business. I got my rent paid, and yeah, man, better days, man. But you do what you got to do, man. It's better than robbing somebody or stealing or doing something illegal. You know what I mean? I had to bust cheeks for rent. Big Herc was putting in work for the rent. Yeah, man. What up, Big Herc? Do I have any kids? No kids, man. Just a stepdaughter. Bank robbery, it was a bust, bro. I wouldn't advise you to rob a bank. Surveillance cameras everywhere. Ghetto bird. You're never going to get away, man. You know what I mean? Leave that shit alone. Bank robbery, it never works out. Everyone was tested for STDs. You know, there was a couple cats, I left the game back in 2000, but from what I heard, some of these cats, man, they so desperate, they be faking, they be basically flubbing their tests. You know, they test positive for fucking chlamydia or something, and these motherfuckers be trying to change up their test so they can still work. You know what I mean? I heard one cat shut down the industry and he got blackballed. I don't want to say no names, but you can research him, man. He's a big porn star, but he, nigga needed the money so bad that he falsified his test, man. Fucked up shit. Piece of shit. What happened to the dudes that didn't go to the bank with you? What's your take on the show Shark Tank? I think Shark Tank's a great show, man. Shows a lot of entrepreneurial hustle. Shows people out there trying to put together ideas. One of my favorite shows, man. When I have time to watch it, I love to watch it. You know, great show. Herc, have you ever heard of male prisoners having sexual relationship with male or female COs? And what would happen if people on the yard found out? People on the yard found out, and they would snitch on you. Motherfucker would tell. I had a homie that worked at corrections. He said one of the correctional guards in there was fucking with another inmate. You know what I'm saying? 2 motherfucking dudes. So, yeah, it'd be a lot of motherfucking, guards on some, booty bandit time, you know what I mean? Big motherfucking big Reg and shit. They trying to get Big Reg to bust their cheeks when they get out, you know what I mean? Old fantasy and shit. But female guards, I heard female guards hooking up with dudes. Motherfuckers got game up in there, man. They if you get caught, you're gonna get might be charged with something, or they're gonna try to get you to snitch on a CO for better, maybe moving you to a lower security joint, or they're gonna try to get blackmail you or some shit. So if you get caught, there's always some type of shit going down, and if a motherfucker knows, he will tell on you. Big Herc, what should you do if someone tells you they will call a gang on you? I don't know, man. Who are you socializing with that they're gonna call a gang? I ain't never heard nobody talking about they're gonna call a gang on you, man. So I don't know what to tell you about that. Big Herc, I'm a 21-year-old virgin and I'm listening. I followed your advice. It's still not working. What's next? If you're a 21-year-old virgin, man, I was fucking at 15, 14, man. I was busting cheeks, man. I had females that I was, spitting game at, man, and motherfuckers around me they was on it, man. I remember motherfuckers was talking about fucking when I was 6th, 7th grade, you know what I'm saying? So it happens, man, and I'm not trying to promote it, but I know that I remember looking through the peephole and seeing the homie get a little Peter sucked when I was like in 6th grade and shit. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Before I even got my Peter sucked, I was still, riding skateboards and shit. But if you're 21, you ain't never had sex ball, you probably need to, get you somebody you can practice with so you can build your confidence up. Get you one of the little chunky ones, man, or one of the little nerdy ones, and let them, y'all do your little thing and build your self-esteem up, brother. And then you can go out there and start talking to females, man. You got to build your confidence up, man. What are your thoughts on series Prison Break? Prison Break, I actually watched that in prison, man. It was entertaining. When I got out of prison, I never watched that shit again. I don't like watching shows about prison on the street, bro, because I lived it, man. So a lot of that shit, it doesn't really entertain me, man. You know what I mean? It's fucking, I try to avoid it. I want you to look, I'm familiar with South Park Mexican. We were actually, I was trying to contact some of his people to try to figure out about something, setting up an interview, but it never fell through. But I'm familiar with South Park Mexican. Somebody else has put me up on him. Somebody said, would you mind doing another breakdown of prison terms? We have a lot of the terms on the website. I think there's a whole section on the website that talks about prison terms. If it wasn't for YouTube, where do you think you would be? Because it's so hard to say to get a job without a felony. Why would I entertain? I'm on YouTube. If I didn't go to prison, where would I be? If I didn't rob the bank, where would I be? You can't worry about the what-nots. You got to worry about where you are. Apparently, prison served a greater purpose for me because I use it as a platform to hopefully, help change the lives of some of these people who are on the verge of doing something stupid. So I don't really entertain if I wasn't on YouTube, because if I wasn't on YouTube, what if I wouldn't have robbed the bank? What if I would have stayed in college? What if I would have, done this, done that? The what ifs are what ifs. That's all they are. Worry about what you're doing now. If I am on YouTube, so that's what's important, man. Not the what ifs. Life's full of what ifs. If you would have went right instead of left, man, what would have happened? There's a lot of people who could have maybe went to NBA, but they didn't. What happened? You know what I mean? James, thanks for the donation, man. How do you get Maria to give me her cheeks? Man, you gotta coerce her, man. You gotta, you gotta talk her into it. You gotta watch a movie with her. Show her that the cheeks are powerful. That, the cheeks have the sparklets coming out of them. You know what I mean? And maybe she'll let you go back there, man. You know what I mean? But you gotta speak up. You gotta tell her you got that power. You got that magic. And it's gonna be a hell of an experience, man. Maybe she'll let you get it then. You know what I mean? You gotta tell her that, you know, you're a connoisseur of the cornhole. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she'll be down with you. Did I get any tests in prison? I got a few. Thoughts of lonely dudes fucking with women locked up. Does it ever work out? I don't know. If you're trying to have a relationship with a woman in prison, and you can probably, if you can get married, maybe you might get some fire, man, because they probably got some serious fire coochie up in there, man, because those women are not getting any attention, and it's a lot of women in prison that are looking for pen pals. So if you're a lonely dude, you know, maybe that's a way for you to find some companionship if you can't knock a broad on the street. But, you know, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I've never wrote a woman in prison, but I know they're out there. And shout out to the women in prison who need a pen pal. You know, you guys should reach out if you guys don't have, you know, you need somebody to talk to. But I'm going to get into the shout outs, man. I apologize for the technical difficulties tonight. I'm glad the show's back on. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I get all this resolved with this damn power strip. But let's get into the shout outs, man. Shout out to Toronto. Shout out to North Highland, Sacktown. To all my brothers out there who are doing something positive with your life, who aren't just trying to hurt other people, but who are trying to help other people. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the military, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, the Coast Guard, the Navy. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to Great Mills, Maryland. Shout out to Maine. Shout out to San Diego. Shout out to Chirac, Lombard, Illinois, Houston, Texas, ROTC, New York, Nebraska, Jamaica, Manchester, England, Idaho, SFV, Jersey, Colorado, 210, Riverside, Somalia, Detroit, UK, Florida, Stockport, UGK, Detroit, Melbourne, Australia, San Diego, Bay Area, Southern California, Riverside, Kansas City, 757, Virginia, Colorado, Miami, Cincinnati, Central Valley, Tampa Bay, Florida, Warsaw, Poland, Dallas, Texas, Irvine, Ojai, California, Modesto. Hey, man, shout out to everybody, man, who really supports us. We appreciate all y'all. New Zealand, Zimbabwe, South Sac, Mississippi, Port Orchard, Oakland, California, Phoenix, Arizona, LA, Fontana, all the coochie assassins out there. Everybody get money. If you're about that cryptocurrency, man, if you're about that real estate, you're about that, you're about that auto body, you're about your business, you're an entrepreneur, you're in college, man, shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Stay positive. 916 Washington. Everybody who's out there doing something with yourself, man. DC, San Clemente, Buffalo. I'm out. Arkansas. Tune in next week. I'll be back. Love y'all. Make sure you guys check out. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. The shirts that we're blowing out, you guys. So we have Booyah. We're blowing these out. A lot of them are going to be going for $12 on the website. So make sure you go to the website, FreshOutSeries.com. We're going to be blowing a lot of these shirts out. It's wig splitting time. $12. A lot of these shirts are going to be $12 on the website. So see which one's going to be $12 starting tomorrow. Coochie Assassin. Tank tops. Car Hustle. And all these shirts now are limited to what's in stock. So if we don't have your size, you're asked out. Fresh out. We got all these shirts. We're blowing them out, you guys. A lot of them going to be $12. $12. Check them out. We got the Refugee Skid Row shirt. Unconvicted Felon. You got to see which ones are going to be $12, so you got to check out the website. Car Hustle. Fresh Out Flag shirt. We got it in like a beige. Got it in a black. Make sure you guys go check it out. Wig splitting time in black. And American Refugee support. So we're gonna blow these shirts out. And hey, you guys, we love you. And make sure you tune in. So support. Check out FreshOutSeries.com. And look for the new video dropping tomorrow. Peanut from Detroit. His interview will be dropping tomorrow. All right, you guys. Tune in.